A very good evening to you, brothers and sisters of St. Paul's Church, and welcome once again to another installment of SPC's very own Lounge Time with St. Paul's Church. Yep, and with me, of course, is my co-host, Elizabeth Solomon, and her pet friend, the panda. That's right. Yeah, and you're probably wondering to yourself, hey, there's only two of us on screen, and so who is our guest this evening, right? Well, Liz is going to call the guest in right now to sit right next to her in today's talk show. Guests, come on in.
来，sit. Hi.
Today we have the eldest of the two Solomon sisters, Joanna Solomon, and she's with us this evening for a very, very interesting reason. As you know, COVID-19 has hit us pretty bad, and all of us have to stay at home. And so, how then do we do church, right? So, as you know, you have been treated to all the online services that have been running on Sundays and also the talk show on Friday evenings. And so the question came to me one day. Someone asked me, hey, you guys are doing a lovely job putting the video together. It's so seamless. It's really nice to see the whole church staff coming together, and doing the video and then blessing everybody out there in the community. And so the question dawned on me, I wonder if anybody's interested. And of course, someone did ask me, so how do you guys do it? So in every movie you've seen on TV, in every film in the cinema, there's always the behind the scenes. And so the person that's behind the scenes is none other than Joanna Solomon. And so we're going to get into that in a short moment. But just for now, just want to introduce Joanna to all of y'all. Some of y'all have seen her in church. Some of y'all have seen the younger one, Elizabeth, also in church. And both of them, they basically have been growing up together in church and also as part of the youth ministry. And we will get that. We'll get into that later on. But for now, Joe, thank you very much for coming on board this evening, and being with us. Yeah. And I think it'll be great for the church to get to know who this person is behind the scenes. Everyone has seen you grow up, both of y'all, but today, Liz, sorry, the show is not yours. It's your sister's. Okay. So anyway, Joanna, question that I have on my heart is, and probably the others in the church will want to ask you, what were you doing prior to joining St. Paul's Church on the staff team? Yeah, what were you doing actually?
Okay, so before joining the staff team in St. Paul's Church, I was working with my dad,
Okay.
and together we were with an organization called Megavoice.
Right.
And what Megavoice does is Megavoice, they make available, they produce, and they are the pioneers of solar-powered audio Bibles.
Okay.
And basically that's used for the mission field, for those who are visually impaired, and it's a very mission-driven organization.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And don't mind if I ask you, were you paid a remuneration, a salary, or was it basically something that was passion driven? Yeah. How? Yeah.
Okay, so mine was commission based.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever you sold, a certain percentage will come to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you don't work, you don't get paid.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. And Megavoice, is it where is it based in? Where's the headquarters based in?
The headquarters is in Israel.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
The covenantal people of God. Awesome. Okay. And they have many branches around the world?
Yes, they do. So
okay.
So my dad, he has been with Megavoice for over 10 years, I think.
Right.
And he oversees the Asia Pacific region.
Okay.
So I actually got a chance to go to Israel for 6 months. I went there twice, 3 months each time.
6 months. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's nice. That's nice. I've been there twice, 2 weeks on each occasion. I guess 6 months is like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's way too long. You're very lucky.
But it was amazing for me. It wasn't for me. I think it was a bit still
okay.
too short.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So that means if you were in Megavoice, and it's very mission driven. That means, I guess, you have a heart for missions.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, okay, that's nice. Okay. Um, as I've mentioned at the beginning, right? All of us at SPC, the English Congregation, have been very blessed with the online services. All right, for the last few weeks. I for one, am glad that we could, be part of that team to put everything online. And so the question is, how is it put together? What happens behind the scenes? Yeah.
Okay, so what happens is, so usually on Tuesdays we would have our EC team meeting, right?
Okay.
And that's when we'll discuss the things needed for the online service and who's going to do what and all.
Okay.
And so yeah, so basically roles are assigned, and usually there's always the person who gives the sermon,
Right.
and then there's an officiant,
Okay.
and we have Leroy who does the praise and worship.
Right.
And I think recently we've added some of our members to do scripture readings and intercession.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically we kind of list down the things that are needed for the service.
Right.
And so during that week, everyone's just busy at home getting their videos done, and usually by Thursday or Friday they would send all those videos to me,
Okay.
and I
Okay.
have to compile them in order accordingly.
Okay.
And yeah, and that's where the fun begins. I start editing the sound, and doing this and that, and then my dad comes in and he gets involved. He helps me to helps me to listen.
Oh, okay. So Dad is part of the project
Yes,
team, the
yeah,
home-based project team. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's a
yeah.
little secret now out. Okay. All right. All
So
right.
yeah, I mean, because my dad is trained in audio, so I get him to help
Yeah,
me
I get
to.
it.
Yeah.
Megavoice, right? Megavoice sound. Yep. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer there, right? Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
it would be pretty fun because then you will actually be listening to a lot of bloopers, a lot of
yes,
blunders.
uh-huh.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I know I made a few blunders. So that's why you said fun. So you
Yeah,
do enjoy putting it together.
I do. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it brings satisfaction and so much of joy to be able to just to do something for the members.
Right,
Then
right.
finally on Sunday when they watch the video, right?
The
It's
final product.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think it brings so much of joy to everyone. So yeah, it's been fun.
Okay. Staying on the same question, yeah. You have seen from the day the circuit breaker took effect, where our government locked us down and we couldn't go to church and we couldn't do the service proper, physically.
Yeah.
And you've been exposed to doing the online editing of all the sermons in the service. um, you must have seen a change take place, as in the style and the way we have been doing it, right? Would you say that,
Yes. Yeah.
like from its infancy stage uh, to where we are now? Do share. I mean, what have you seen? What are the changes that you've seen?
Okay, so definitely everyone who have been doing their videos, whether it's the preachers who are videoing their sermons, or the officiants, or even Leroy with the praise and worship.
Right.
I think from beginning until now, there's
Mhm.
been so much of improvement.
Right.
I know, like Reverend Jeremy and Shalini and even yourself,
Mm-mm.
guys are more confident in front of the camera, more
Right.
natural, and even for Leroy, I know Leroy he does all the parts. Like he sings and
Yeah.
then he
Yeah.
plays
Yeah.
drums and then he plays the guitar, and I think there's some keyboards and
Yeah.
all that.
A one-man
So
band.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so putting everything together, I mean, from when he first started and right now, there's so much of improvement. The sound is better. There's so much of life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Actually, you're right, because I remember the day when he mixed in the choir for the very first time.
Yes, yeah. I mean, that was
Uh, yeah,
amazing.
that really excited a lot of people,
Yeah.
a lot of our members online when they heard it. I remember they were like, "Wow, yeah, we can hear the choir." And then of course uh, with standards improving, what's going to happen is everybody going to say, "Come on, can we up the ante?"
Yeah.
And so yeah, so EC team, we got to be prepared. People going to expect more
But
of us to do stuff.
stay tuned. There's going to be more. So
Yeah, but
yeah.
it's fun. But it's fun. I must admit, it is fun doing it. And I remember, and you do recall, right? I remember I did one video and I recorded it in the wrong
Yeah.
format. And oh my goodness, I do. Okay,
That was
people, this is the
hilarious.
truth. This is the truth. It was only Reverend Jeremy knew and only Joanna knew. I'm going to be very open and very honest. There
And
was
your wife as well.
and my wife knows this. There was one day where Joanna asked me to record my sermon. I did it, but I did it in the wrong format. And oh my goodness, it couldn't be loaded up and she couldn't do any editing. And I had to do the sermon all over again. It was really, really stressful. But I think God had a plan behind it. So I'm not going to argue with God. God knows better. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, it was yeah, it's quite an experience actually. So yeah. Okay. I've been talking too much. I think it's about time I push this over to the sibling next to you. Maybe she has a question that she wants to ask you now that you both are on air. Yeah. Go ahead, Liz. Fire
So,
away. Any question?
yeah, Joanna.
Yes.
So you used to be like a youth leader in the next gen, right? So what was your experience like being a youth leader? And like, is there anything you want to share to like the youth and parents, watching this?
My experience with you.
Oh, my experience with me is amazing.
No, no,
okay,
no.
why-
We're talking about that was a good question. That's a good question. Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, just to reiterate, yeah, you were once a youth leader. Yeah, you were once a youth leader. And yeah, what was your experience like? And yeah, like what she said, is there something you want to share with the youth, the parents, or maybe to your sister? Exactly. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
Okay, so I mean, I enjoyed being with the youth even until now, and it's so amazing to see them growing up and yeah, and just being with them. So I remember having so much of fun planning the youth camp and events. I know the youth we had a lot of like barbecue events.
Yeah, it's always
And,
food related. Yeah.
exactly. All of our events revolved around food. But then yeah, and so we had a lot of those, and um, even preparing for CG as well. It's always been so much of fun and such a joy to work with them. Um, yeah, and it's I mean, just looking back, it's so amazing because I think when I was in Sec 1, I joined the youth group,
Right.
and after a few years, I became a youth leader, joined the team, and so yeah, I think this it's beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to the youth out there, or maybe to your sister, or maybe to the parents who are listening in? Um, you know, is there a word of
Uh,
encouragement you'd like to share? Something that
yeah, uh, I think
because
family.
yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, so because you've been in you've been through it for a few years now, and you
mhm,
would have seen the youth evolve, different
yeah,
generations, right? And now we're in
yeah,
the 21st century, so maybe you have something that you've seen and you would like to share and encourage the parents and the youth. Yeah.
yeah. I think what I would like to tell parents and the youth as well is to just continue to be close, continue to love your family, and for parents, I think it's so important to journey with your children through the different stages that they go through in life, to just be there for them, talk to them, to engage them in projects, and and to yeah to just love them and care for them.
Right. Right.
And I know it's something that both my sister and I we had that with our parents. My parents were just always there for us, and
Okay.
and I see so much of importance and value in that. So yeah,
Okay.
and to,
Okay.
of course, especially during this time, I think it's so important to hold on to God as well and to stay close to Him.
Yeah, I
So
think I
yeah,
think yeah. I mean, you've You've hit the nail on the coffin, if I can say that. I think the pandemic has caused families to be at home,
Yeah.
and it is a situation which may not be ideal for many people.
Mhm.
I, for one, I know cannot keep my legs still. I need to be moving around, but being trapped at home, I think gives us an opportunity to sort of rebuild if
Yeah.
needed, or maybe
Yeah.
to refresh
Mhm.
the relationship link between
Yeah.
family members. And you're so right. I think um, it is important for us. I mean, I'm a parent myself, and I know that
Mhm.
I need to continue even journeying. Both my kids are adults now, but yet
Yeah.
parenting doesn't end.
Yeah.
Still carries on.
Exactly. I think
Yeah,
at every stage, even when we become adults, like for me, I'm turning 25 this year, and yet I still
and she's
need
single.
the love.
She's 25 and she's
Yeah.
single, and she's looking
She's
for a
very
husband.
single.
The
back,
advertisement is out. That
back
will
to
not
what
be
I
edited.
wanted.
That will not be edited out. That will be staying in the talk show.
If you want a number, you can contact me.
Anyways, back to what I wanted to say.
Yes, let's stay focused. Let's stay focused. Okay.
Even for me as well, even until now, I still need, and I love the support and the guidance from my parents. So,
Great, great. Yeah.
that's something that never stops. I agree with you.
Yeah, yeah. So I think at the end of the day, not only do we stay close to our family, but we got to stay close with God.
Yes.
Yeah, God's at the center of it
Yeah.
all. Yeah, yeah. So He's the one that he is the pillar, the bedrock, the foundation of the
Yeah.
family unit. So yeah,
Mhm.
thanks for sharing that, Joe. And talking about what I just mentioned about the COVID-19. Yeah, the whole pandemic has really changed the way church is done now.
Yeah.
And I recall, we had to really quickly sort of reorganize everything,
Yeah.
because the minute the circuit breaker took effect, that means we won't be having physical church services. And so I remember we had to scramble, have quick meetings with Vicar and with the rest of the staff, and just to get the service online, and in hindsight, looking back a year ago, when you decided to come on staff, right? Do you believe that it was God's timing? Because I do remember when you were in our youth work, in our youth ministry, you were also still doing Megavoice. I remember that. Did you ever think that you would come on staff? That's number one. Number two, do you believe it's God's timing that exactly a year ago you came on board? Yeah.
Quite amazing, right? Looking back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but to answer your first question,
Okay.
no, not. I never expected to join the staff team or to even think about working in church. That was just never on my mind.
Okay.
And I have to be honest, but I have no regrets. I've been really enjoying it so far.
Yeah, with a nice colleague like me, right?
Oh gosh.
Whatever.
My skin's very thick. My wife always tells me that. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I would say it's God's timing. Yeah, definitely it's God's perfect timing. But not only that, I think looking back, right, the whole journey, the things that we went through during
Right.
the 1 year, I think that has definitely prepared me for what I'm doing right now. And yeah, maybe I can share like 2 examples.
Please do.
Yeah. So one of it was, I remember there was this sometime last year we had to do like 2 or 3 back-to-back videos. And so because Elizabeth she's in the media industry, whenever
Right.
it comes to videos, I would always ask her to help me with them.
Right.
And so it just so happened that during that time she was working on the pie video.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And after that, we had to do the SPCK video, the publicity for the
That's right.
Explorers
With Charlene and Leroy.
Chaplaincy.
Yes.
Yes. So just as she was working on the pie video, had to get that. I mean, we had to get the SPCK video done, and so she was busy with work. She was busy with that video, and so I took it upon myself. I mean, I said that okay, you know what? I'm just gonna give it a shot.
Mm-mm.
And so I had some basic knowledge of simple editing because
Right.
Liz used to help out with the youth camp videos.
Yep.
And so I remember we used to stay up like in the middle of the night and I would feed her cookies while she's editing videos. Yeah.
I do recall that. I do recall that. And I used to I used to pressure her a lot. Sorry, Liz. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that kind of helped. So I remember sitting down. I remember coming back from work. I sat down, I opened up my laptop, and I just started, like loading in videos. Just basically started editing something with whatever
Okay.
knowledge that I had. And finally, at the end, I managed to come up with a really good video. I was quite impressed with it. For first time I looked at it, I'm like, okay, wow, I actually managed to do a really nice video. And I think, when I showed it to Reverend Jeremy and Shalini and Leroy, they were like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
So that was the first time. And
Okay.
then the second time was we had Agape night,
Yep.
and that was the time where we were going to launch the St. Paul's Church story.
Yes, yes. I remember that.
And and so we had to we interviewed some of our members, and we had to put the whole thing together. And that was another time where I had to do it as well because Liz, she was really busy with work, and so another time where basically I was forced to do it lah.
Okay. All
So
right.
but I just sat down and I started, putting the pictures together, putting the clips together, and and finally another video. So this time, when Reverend Jeremy said that, okay, we are gonna move to online service and we have to start um, editing videos and all. I would say that I was actually quite excited because I knew that, okay, this time I know what I'm doing.
Right, right,
And
right.
I think those experiences help to help me for what we are all doing right now.
Yeah.
Train well.
I think it's, to me, it's really God's timing that you came on staff a year ago. Yeah, April. I remember April of 2019 was the time you started with St. Paul's Church, April 19. And
First April.
we've cleared 2 months already. April was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I remember in hindsight having a chat with Reverend Jeremy and when this whole online service took off and we had to scramble and get everything going. I remember Reverend Jeremy with that look on his face, and he's like, like, and yeah, I think what was beautiful was the conversation I had with him, which was, he goes, wow, God's timing is perfect. So I didn't know what he was talking about. And then and I looked at him and says, what do you mean? And that's when he mentioned, he says, if Joanna did not join us a year ago, how are we going to put all of this together? You and me putting this together? I don't think it's possible. And I looked at him and said, yeah, man, Yeah, so truly,
I'm sure you guys would have figured something out.
No, but I mean, come on. Picture me and Reverend Jeremy over a computer editing.
It would be hilarious, really hilarious.
Yeah, it would be like Laurel and Hardy, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, that kind of thing. It's too funny. Because we believe, and I do believe you also would agree that all of us are given different gifts, and as believers, when the gifts are given by God, the gifts are not for us to be using it for ourselves. It's meant to bless the community. It's to sort of to gift the community with our gifts.
Yeah.
So I know I can't edit, I know I can't do video editing. And oh boy, I don't think Reverend Jeremy can do that also. I know I can talk, which is quite obvious, and so yeah, all of us are gifted.
Yeah.
And so I think truly God, even in this little episode for us in St. Paul's Church, we within a year we accelerated so fast
Yeah.
to move into the virtual platform,
Mhm.
and we really have to thank God for sending us to help us. Of course, we cannot forget Liz.
Really thank God.
I mean, Liz has been behind the scenes also coaching. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for that. But I think
Great
it's been,
trainer.
yeah, it's really been something we are very privileged and blessed to have of what you've done to help all of us. And yeah, so I think it was really God's timing that you came on staff, and like, yeah, we don't know where we would be if we really didn't have the bandwidth to, or even the experience or the technology to put everything together. So yeah, Joe, thank you, for doing all this. It's really been 2 months. I mean, we have to put everything online, and the standards have to keep getting better, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. I know. I mean, we don't have much time left on the show. I just want to ask: is there any last words, Joe, you want to share with the community, with the families, with the members, with everyone in St. Paul's Church? Is there anything you'd like to bless them with? Any encouragement? Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward till we can all meet again.
Oh
And
yeah.
then
Yep. Yep. Yep.
yeah, we can all see each other. But any encouragement?
Yeah. Anything you'd like to say? Don't
You
keep
know,
them
I
waiting.
guess I guess maybe I think this whole circuit breaker period, it was something that has been so I think it's very unexpected for all of us actually.
Yeah.
And but it's also through the circuit breaker that I mean, like what you said previously, that I think families gotten closer together, and I think we have learned so much of things during the circuit breaker. We have seen God being so real in each of our lives and in
Yep.
families. And right now, when the measures are slowly being released, just want to tell everyone, encourage everyone to not forget the things that we learned during this circuit breaker period, but to just continue to see how we can move forward and be better and do better in everything that God has called us to do.
Well said, Joanna Solomon. Well said. Well said. Yeah. Yes, brothers and sisters, as the measures are being lifted, we still need to remember of the little things that once we had taken for granted have been so important. Let us not forget these little lessons. I think Joanna said it very, very well. And we should not take for granted, or just because the measures are lifted, we can go back to the old norm. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Life is very different now.
Yeah.
We need to still protect ourselves, mask up when we go out, wash our hands consistently. Just making sure that we look after ourselves well and stay healthy. Yeah. So, wise words from a young lady. Thanks very much, Joe. And Joe, once again, thank you very much for being on the show. I know you're very busy. Folks, usually
Thank
this
you
is a
for
very
having
busy
me.
period for her. This is the tail end where she starts to put videos together, gets the online service ready, yeah, and putting the sermons and everything together. So for her to take her time off to be with us on this show, it's a privilege. Thank you very much, Joe. We appreciate it very much. Keep up the good work. Liz, thank you for helping her when you can. Thank you for helping her when you can. You guys have been a real blessing, not only to the church but also the youth ministry and to many others out there. Yeah. So, brothers and sisters, that's all the time we have for this evening's talk show. We do hope that you have been entertained once again, and don't forget, either myself or Joanna may pick up the phone and give you a call and say hi, or maybe we'll WhatsApp you, and ask you to come on the show. We do hope you won't turn us away. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So once
Yeah,
again,
we want to hear from everyone. It's much,
yeah, because this is the best way for the church to know the church within and outside. Yeah. So once again, brothers and sisters, we thank you for being on the show with all of us. Joanna, once again, thank you. Liz and Panda, thank you for being with me. And so You all have a great weekend. Don't forget, if you're going out, mask up, wash your hands regularly, practice safe hygiene, be safe, keep on praying that God will continue to have his hand on this situation. Okay, so from us to all of you all at home, thank you. God bless. Have a great weekend ahead.
Bye.
Bye bye.